Item number 4 is final budget approval. Mr. Blanchard.
Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2008-100, final budget for fiscal year 2008-2009 be approved.
Second.
Ms. Jacobs first, please.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, as you know, every year you adopt our annual budget. This sets our plan for the future as to what items will be accomplished in the coming year. We're very excited again for the second year in a row to be incorporating your strategic plan as a part of this annual budget. It's incorporated not only in the departmental plans but also in our capital improvement plan. This is the first time that you have formally adopted a CIP with the annual budget, and we know that this is going to continue, and it also is the completion of that particular objective which you set in your strategic plan last year. The final budget, it totals the same as it was when you approved the tentative budget on June 24th, which is $87 million and change. Mr. Welch in just a moment will go over some of the details. I do want to let you know, and last time I mentioned that we had heard from the League about our contribution towards the crime lab. Just this week we have gotten some new information. The Arizona League of Cities and Towns is in the process of sorting out what may be some additional hits to the city budget that are coming down from the state legislature as a result of their final budget passage. As I mentioned at your last meeting, we had already heard that the city's highway user revenue fund had been decreased by $238,000. We are now being told that the number for the crime lab contribution is somewhere in the $200,000 range as opposed to the $8,900 range. Now, there is some question at the state level as to which is the right number, and as I mentioned, the league is trying to sort this out. We may also have to make an additional contribution that was included in the budget for all municipalities having to make some sort of contribution toward the state's budget crisis. And again, the league is going to be challenging that this year, and they are in the process of retaining legal counsel with which to do so. So if we do have to make those additional contributions, we will be back to you to let you know where they will be affected, but until we get that resolution, the budget, it remains unchanged at this juncture. So I just wanted to summarize that information and then ask, with your indulgence, to have Mr. Welch provide some additional information on the budget.
Okay.
Or be prepared to answer any questions if you have any.
Yeah, is there anything left?
I think Mary covered it very well.
Anything left, Mark? That totals up then to close to $500,000 potential hits on our budget due to 12th hour machinations on behalf of our legislature and governor.
Mr. Mayor, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Any comments from council?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I was just wondering, would we necessarily hear about that before the 30 days? Or no, this is the final, so then we just have to make it work from our side if we hear that.
Mr. Mayor,
There are additional
yes.
cuts.
Councilwoman Husking, remember, once you adopt the tentative budget, it can't go up, it can only go down.
Right.
So yes, we could be faced with having to make some cuts, and we would go back and evaluate what needs to be adjusted and come back to you and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? All in favor? It's unanimous. Thanks, Mark. Item number 5, please, Ms. Husky.
Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2008-101, a new license, person transfer, location transfer, corporation type of ownership for a Series 9 liquor license for Claire Holly Abel on behalf of Sam's Club, number 4719, be approved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Adams, please.
Thank you, Mayor Strain, members of council. This is an application for a Series 9 liquor license, which is a liquor store, sale of all types, spirituous, beer and wine liquor, for the Sam's Club that's going to be built next to the new Super Walmart at the corner of Martin Luther King and Highway 90. The proper notice was posted of this public hearing for the required 20 days, and no comments, positive or negative, have been received by our office. The police department has performed the required background check on the applicant and recommends that this be forwarded to the state for approval. The city manager and city clerk then recommend that you do approve this to the state for final action and issuance of this license.
Okay, questions?
No question.
Mr. Reardon.
It sounds like we're making progress on getting Famous Sam's built.
Well, Mrs. Jacobs could tell you about that, but this license became available, so they had to jump on it regardless of what their plans are.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of talks to our priorities when we have the liquor license in place months before we have the building permit, but that's okay. Okay, all in favor? It's unanimous.